Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Stacey Storino. Normally, I'm with the Joe's Dairy Bar and Grill channel, but today I'm here on my own channel. I'm going to tell you why I have this little candle with me in just a second. If you're new around here, make sure you click the big red subscribe button, select the bell notification, and select all from your options when you click that bell notification. So hopefully you get all of the notifications when I go live, because this is, oh, good gracious me, it is day 28 of my 365-day live stream orbit. So you definitely want to hit subscribe so you don't miss a thing. This is where entrepreneur moms go, not just to learn about work-life balance, because that's important, but to learn how to fold into the mix of the whole work-life balance thing, the whole concept of content marketing in a way that is multimedia and omni-channel going into 2020. Ooh-hoo! Hey, Stephanie, what's going on? Hi, Stephanie Jones. So glad you're here. Okay. Hi, Andrew George. This is actually a very good, actionable tip. Oh, I'm so blessed to see you 2 days in a row. I'm so glad that you can see me. I'm also going to be in the pumpkin group this week. I'm going to try and actually be in there twice this week. And you're going to, of course, see me every day here live or on the replay. And Andrew George, this is going to be very actionable for you too. Anybody who does content marketing, building your email list, as you know, and I'm going to get into this candle in a minute and why I have it. Building your email list, as you know, is a very, very important thing to do. Your email list is the only thing that you control. It's the best place to make sales from. As long as someone doesn't unsubscribe once someone joins your list, they're yours. We talked yesterday about one of the biggest misconceptions when it comes to email marketing, especially if you're a woman. You get very worried that you're going to email your list too many times and that they're going to get ticked off and they're going to unsubscribe. The only people who are going to unsubscribe from your list are people who weren't your perfect target market anyway. Your vibe attracts your tribe. They opted in. And since you're running a business, no matter what kind of business you're running, and they opted in to follow you, as long as you are providing them with value, and yes, every so often you're going to be talking about sales, you're going to be talking about discounts, you're going to be launching new product line collections, you're going to be retiring them. If you're a service-based entrepreneur parent, you're going to be, putting out new services or new packages and stuff. So even those are good communication points with an email list. People know they're subscribing to a business. They expect some of that messaging. Don't worry. It's not like 10, 20 years ago, okay, where everybody was so sensitive. They know what they're getting into. But today's tip is how to improve your email marketing. I'm going to do a tip a day. So today's really tip 1. And I have this candle here because it's a scented candle from a products-based business. And it's all about not stressing. And yesterday was like, don't stress out. I actually want you to get to a point where over time, if you can't do it right away, I want you to email your list as often as possible. So once a week is like the barest minimum. And if you're already there, I'd like you to build to 2 days a week. Once you get to there, 3. You could email your list daily to near daily, and some of the most successful businesses do. Even when they're not big box stores, their business is your size or anything in between. The more you communicate with your list and the more you provide them with value, the happier they are to open your emails persistently and consistently. Even though sometimes it'll be sales, discounts, and promotions, today's tip is not about stressing that they won't get your emails in the first place. Okay, hey, Cher, what's going on? Greetings. Hi, Cher. What's up? You're going to like today's tip. I'm going to put a little link here. Here's a great whitelist tip, a whitelist resource. I'm going to talk to you about whitelisting today, and it's really super simple. And it's less important for you to do since you're sending out the email communications to your list. It's important to train the people on your list to whitelist emails that come from you, from the specific email address that you're sending out, right? Through OWO with Renee Christine. If you don't know what that is, go to ohwo.com, OWO, and check that out. If not that, like it's a MailChimp, it's an active campaign, it's a ConvertKit sort of situation. Here's a great whitelist resource. Let me put that down there right now. Stephanie said, I follow a shop that emails every day on sales and it's quite annoying. I understand. I'm not asking you guys to email every day about sales. So it's good that you said that, because as a point of clarification, as I said yesterday, I would rather you guys like 4, 5, 6 times, email your list about things that provide them with value. Like we were discussing yesterday with your tutu shop, you could be talking about like, different uses for a tutu to show that it's a multi-purpose item, the cleaning of it, the care of it, repair of it, that sort of thing. What are new trends in tutus, and, perhaps designer wear that could fold into the mix of it, the wearing of tutus. When you provide resources like that through blog posts, live streams, and you post the link in an email to the replay, you post the link to a blog post, it really goes back and unpacks tips and tricks and ideas for repurposing and reusing. Nobody minds emails like that. And most of your emails can be short and sweet. And then some can go a bit longer, and that's fine. But I do want you to email your list at least 3 times a week. I think that's a good stretch goal for those of you that are doing it every week or close to it anyway. But today I want to talk about whitelisting. But just know, if you're emailing providing value, here's a link to my latest YouTube video, and this is why you care. Here's the benefits laden opening line to why it's important to check out that YouTube. What's in it for them? And then you provide the link to the YouTube video. And it can be otherwise be a pretty short, sweet email. Nobody hates those. That's not buy my stuff. My stuff comes in green. My stuff's on sale, right? So like you got a blog, like Cher's going to launch in November. Here's my blog post. Here's a benefits laden first line as to why you want to click on that link and check out the blog post, right? I have a lookbook or a tip guide, and I'm enclosing it for you because you're a wonderful person on my list. No one hates emails like those. Hey, Kawaii Cactus Rebecca. Miss Rebecca's in the house. Good thing that you made it. And then Stephanie says, okay, I may be tired, slow, or both, but what is a whitelist? Now I'm going to get into the tip of today. That is the whitelist. So I don't want you to be stressy about emailing people too much, as long as you're providing 4 times the value at least for every sales email you send. You shouldn't have to stress. Today's tip is about whitelisting. This isn't a white candle, but this is like a non-stress kind of candle. So yesterday was about don't stress about what you're sending out as long as it's pretty balanced in the favor of putting multiple deposits in the bank of KLT. But whitelisting is important because you could be sending out emails to people and it could be going into their spam folder when they didn't mark you as spam. The bigger your list gets, the more the risk of that happening. It's not your ESP or email service provider that may factor into that. It could be the ESPs of all the different recipients of all the different people on your email list. And they're all using different ones. Who's using Yahoo? Who's using Gmail? Who's using AOL? And so on and so forth. So they're all going to have different email service providers. You want them to whitelist your email. And what whitelisting really is, without getting too fine-grained about it, it's kind of a way where someone will train their email service provider to like put your email address on like a certain accepted emails list, email address list. It's kind of like, it's a script that it runs so that your emails will always go through. And it won't automatically be put into spam or trash or in a Microsoft Office like Outlook scenario. It won't go into the other folder. So the link that I put down below is to a sample article. I didn't write it, and it shouldn't be selling you anything, but it just literally will tell you how you can, for your own purposes too, how you can whitelist or write a script within your email service provider so that you can get emails from, like, say, Renee Christine, to always come to you. It's never going to go to spam because the email service provider software now has a script that says, ooh, this email address is always acceptable unless I'm specifically told otherwise. Even if the ray line or the subject line seems a little salesy, I'm not going to throw it into spam. Even if Stephanie hasn't opened up an email from Renee in a while, I'm not going to say, oh, it's been a while since she's opened it. I think it's now spam, even though Stephanie didn't tell me. It's because a lot of ESPs will do that too. And you're like, well, how do I get my people to whitelist my email address that I'm sending them emails from because they opted into my list, right? So how do I do that? My best recommendation going forward, I have two plans, one for everybody that's on your list and one for everybody going forward. And they're kind of similar. But the first thing I would do is, I know that for a lot of my students that are already online, you guys have set up your welcome automated email series. Let me know down below if you have or you haven't. But if you set up your automated welcome series, part of which is when somebody subscribes to your email list, they should automatically get a coupon. That's like the first email that gets triggered to be sent out upon subscription. And then like you schedule out, like maybe later on that day, they get one more email. And then like a day later, they get another. And then 2 days later, they get another email. And it's all preset and prefab. So let me see. Hey, Amy Prophet, what's going on? Hi, Amy. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. Good to see you, girl. So Cher says, indeed I have. Stephanie says, but now I will be setting it up in OO. But you know what I'm talking about, right? You're setting up your email, you're setting up your automated email sequence to welcome that person in, deliver that coupon or whatever they opted in for. And then over a series of days, within, say, the first week that someone's on your email list, they're kind of getting introduced to you. Now, I would say that first email that gets sent out, I don't just want it to be like, hi, here's an introduction, here's the coupon code or whatever you opted in for. I want it to do two more things. The first thing is I want you to put all the links to your social media accounts, at least the top two that's important to your niche. So if it's Facebook and Instagram, here's the link to the Facebook group. I'd rather you drive them to a group than a page, right? Because you'll have better deliverability of your posts in the group feed on Facebook, usually. And then, of course, if Instagram's important, here's a link to the Instagram account. I post different things there. I go live on Facebook and I post different content on Instagram. So you definitely want to follow me in both places. That's just a good thing to do anyway, so that you build up those platforms, which increases your social proof for anybody else that draws down, and sees your content as you continue to do your content marketing going forward. But the whitelist part is the second part. So look at the article that I dropped down. You could just put that link in the same first email that delivers the coupon, that delivers your introduction to this person. I call it an indoctrination email, right? So here's your coupon. Here's a quick intro about me. So glad you signed up. Here's like at least the top two social media platforms that I'm on or my brand's on. You don't want to miss those. And then here's a link to either that article or you can find one you like better. I want you to whitelist the email, my email address, and you can specifically give it, right? They can look up top in their bar and see where the email's coming from, but you can spoon feed it to them. Hey, I just want to make sure that you always get my emails. So I'm asking you to whitelist the email address, blah, blah, blah. And you can find steps on how to do that by visiting this link. So yes, ultimately, you'll probably have 3 links in that same email. 3 and less for sure, your email will have better deliverability rates anyway. And then once somebody takes that extra step to whitelist your email within the realm of their email service provider, then they should get all of your emails and it should never go to spam. Because how effectively can you do your email marketing if stuff's going to spam and your people might not be checking spam all the time? Does that make sense? Let me know if you have any questions about this. Andrew George Andrew George says, just reached the welcome series section in HTU, Handmade Titan University. Andrew, I'm very excited for you because when I followed that in 2016, that changed. That was one of the big pieces that changed the game for Joe's Dairy Bar and Grill. We have an email list now of thousands upon thousands of people, and our open rates are great, and our click-through rates are great, and our deliverability rates are great. One of the reasons why is that we are often telling people, make sure you whitelist our email address. I will even do that in the Facebook group from time to time. When I do like a welcome video every like week or two, I'll show up and do a quick little welcome video welcoming people into our Facebook group, for example. And one of the things I'll say is make sure you whitelist our email address. You know, oh, wait, you didn't sign up somehow for our email list? I'll drop a link to that. And then I might also drop the link just to make sure they get it in another comment in the same like comment thread for the live stream or the replay where I'm welcoming new members to the group every so often. Amy Prophet says, I've set it up with MailChimp. I paid someone to create my logo and set it all up for me. After my new launch on the 1st, I'll set it up with OO after. That's fine. That's fine. You're on the right track. Cher says that makes sense. Stephanie says, is this the same as saying put us in your contact list so you will always get our email? Yes, whitelist is a term. If I'm understanding you properly, whitelist is like an industry term for exactly what you said. But it depends. It depends on your email service provider. I'm like flailing all over here. I would definitely give them either that link that I shared with you guys, or you can go Google and see if there's like a link or a resource that you like better or is more comprehensive. And I would say, yeah, put me in your address book or your contacts. But I also would like you to specifically, follow this whitelist protocol, because you know what happens, you're kind of getting it on both sides. So if you're wondering about whitelisting an email, it's frustrating. It helps with the inbox filters, right? You don't want to have to dig through on the receiving end. You don't want to have to dig through your spam folder to find emails that you know are important while you're cleaning it out. So whitelist is like an industry term. It's an email. It's like a script, like I said, that's telling your email provider that you want emails from that sender to be allowed into your inbox. It's never filtered as spam. So it's important to understand that, what a whitelist is, okay? A whitelist email address will always be allowed into your inbox, okay? So you want to be able to train your people on your list that's one of the first tasks that they do. So why I tell you to put it all into the first email that goes out delivering your coupon or whatever your opt-in bribe is that email, that indoctrination email, as I call it, you're all but guaranteed that your list will open that first email. The person that's new to your list will open that email. After all, they want what they signed up for, right? So you can't guarantee it, but you can almost guarantee it. So while they're there and you're making your good first impression and you're delivering that coupon and you're saying, here's at least the top 2 social media links where I can continue to deliver value to you and also stay top of mind consciousness with you, you might want to whitelist the email, visit the link that I provide you, because every email service provider, it's different, like clicks, it's different things to do. It's not just, I'll walk you through it myself. Give them a link like that to go to. Okay. Does anybody have any other questions about whitelisting an email? I know that was like an industry term you might not have heard of, but when you can increase your deliverability rates with your email list, then you can market more effectively to them. Not just market by my stuff's on sale, but to relationship market with them. To not be 2 ships passing in the night, except for the occasional salesy emails. That's where a lot of people get tripped up because they don't want to be too much. You're building up a relationship with these people. You want to make sure your communications get through all the time in the first place. Cher says, is it considered spam if I duplicate an email to 2 separate lists? Duplicate what? Duplicate an email itself? That should not automatically be treated as spam. That's not a bad question at all. No. And sometimes somebody might sign up on more than one list for the same person. I've done it with Renee Christine. I've signed up under 2 different emails. Long story as to why, doesn't matter. And then I got off one because how many emails do I need? But I didn't notice that any of the communications. So for a while, I was getting duplicate communications from her because she'd be sending me the same email twice because I was on 2 different lists, right? So, but no, none of those ever went to spam. So did I answer your question? I hope I did. The blog notification, yes. No, it shouldn't. Because the email itself is just a communication, right? And somebody might be on more than one list for you. But still, that should not automatically be treated as spam. No. Amy says, I'll have to go back and hear it again. You have a separate link for whitelisting? I dropped it down in the comments below. I wonder if I can go back. Will it allow me to pin it? Nope, it's only going to allow me to remove it. Boo! Here, I'll put the link in there again. You know, you can definitely search in Google how to whitelist an email. Make sure that you click the filters, though. I don't know if you guys know how to do this in Google. You can select filters, and then you go, and that's more towards the right side, but it's still in the left corner up top. So then you would like go across, and of your filter options, you would pick like time, and it would be like, let me make sure I'm giving you the right information. Let's go to Google. So you could pick, like, when you go to Google and you put in how to whitelist an email, and you hit enter on Google. Tools. So underneath where the magnifying glass is in the search box, right under there is the word tools. If you click on the word tools, a mini list, a drop down will appear. And you want to go over and mouse over to where it says anytime. And you want to actually drop down and say at least the past year, because stuff's changing all the time when it comes to tech. So, you know, you don't want an article that shows how to whitelist an email in Google if it was from, in Gmail, if it was from 5 years ago. Do you know what I mean? So you want to be able to play with the filters. There are some duplicate addresses, says Cher. Yeah, no, that's okay. That shouldn't automatically be treated as spam. So I told you I was going to have 2 plans, so let me just do this. So make sure your first email, your indoctrination email, delivers a coupon, gives them a good introduction, gives them at least 2 social media links that are important to your niche, and explains why they want to follow you there. And then say, make sure you whitelist the email by visiting this article that I've linked here, because you all will have different email service providers, and I want to make sure that you get, you want to talk in an email like you're talking to one person. So you would say, I just want to make sure that you're going to get all my emails. So make sure that you whitelist the email address of blah, blah, blah. You give it to them. And you do that by visiting this article here. So no matter what email service provider you're using, you'll always get the emails that I send you without it going accidentally to spam. They just signed up. They're all excited about you. They are very likely to follow through on what you ask them to do, right? But what if they're already on your email list? You're like, I might have had an email list that I'm building for years, and I just heard about whitelisting tonight. What am I going to do? So what you would do is you would send out an email to everybody, put in a link to your latest blog post or YouTube video, or if you did a live stream on Facebook, you can link the replay. You can give them the replay link so they can go visit it. You know, make sure you give them a good reason why in that email to people who are already on your list. And you say, by the way, just to make sure you don't have a problem getting my emails, especially now that we're going into the holiday season, you might want to get my Black Friday deals in November, right? Let's make sure I don't go to spam. So visit this link that I'm going to drop down here. And that's the link I've now provided twice. Same link, just to make sure you guys get it. And you can share them that link, or, search on Google, find a resource you like better, give them that link and ask them to make sure, since we're coming into the holiday seasons and down the line, you're going to have some really sexy sales and they don't want to miss out. So that's like the benefit to them, to take a couple minutes out of their time to whitelist, even though they've been on your email list and possibly for a while. So that's two different techniques that I want you to use. Does that make sense to everybody who's here live? And if you're on the replay, let me know too. You're important too. Let me know in the comments down below if that makes sense to you, if you have any other questions about whitelisting. But certainly if you Google the term whitelist, you'll now be like, ooh, that's what she means, And ooh, I either like that article she shared, or I'm going to get another one and I'm going to make sure my messages get through. Okay, guys, so that's it for today. Tomorrow, I'm going to give you another tip in terms of how to improve your email marketing. Woo! Cher says, yes, makes sense. Do you have an email list for your orbit? Do you know what you need to do? I should be telling y'all this. Bad Stacey. On the banner for the YouTube channel, I can go there now. On the banner for my particular YouTube channel, when you go to my channel up top, there's a link in the corner. I still haven't changed over to OWO for it, but where you see me like pointing to the ice cream scoop in the right-hand corner of my banner, you'll see a Facebook page. You'll see the Facebook logo, and next to it will be the MailChimp logo. Whew, I'm getting tired too, Miss Stephanie. I hear you. So here it is. Here's the link to opt into my email list and get a guide, get a tip guide to dealing with difficult people too. Boom. There. Ha-ha. So that is my non-lovely EE Pearl link. But if you go up to the banner, you could just click on the, I keep wanting to say SurveyMonkey, but it's MailChimp, that little logo, and you'll be able to opt into the link, and it should deliver my email opt-in to you about, it says tips with dealing with difficult coworkers, because years ago I was coaching people who could be self-employed or their W-2 trying to transfer into or change into a self-employed situation. But tips for dealing with difficult coworkers are just as good as dealing with, tips dealing with difficult people, difficult customers, difficult clients. So it's really portable skills or tips there. I'm in, says Sharon. Thanks. Stephanie says, do you have any tips you will send me on difficult family members? Just kidding. No, girl, because if you opt into that list, it's going to tell you how to deal with difficult people. I had just stylized it as difficult coworkers. And yeah, there's additional things when you're in a workplace and how to document if you're with difficult people, but that's beyond the scope of that tip guide. I think that tip guide is actually extremely useful for you guys. So Cher says, wow, nice website. Oh, you went to Woman 101. I know. I love it. I love it. I do have to update it. I'm the shoemaker who has no shoes because I'm doing work for Joe's Dairy Bar and Grill. So follow me all over the place there. And I still have to update their website too. But I put the finishing touches on cranberry batch of frosting. I'm giving a head start to the gingerbread batch of frosting for December. And I'm also working on Instagram shortcut, which I had to rename just to be really careful. And I called it Socialgram shortcut. So this way Instagram's like, don't use my name in your product, lady. So that's going down. So it's been wall to wall for me. I'm totally shoemaker who has no shoes on that. So I can relate in the flow. Yep, will do. Yep. So definitely, Stephanie, you can opt in and get that guide. And I promise you, it's got a couple of really good actionable step-by-step tips if somebody's all fired up and how to kind of tamp down and cool down the anger fire that's going on with that person. Again, they might not be your coworker, but it's still going to work. So, all right, guys. So Make sure you tune in tomorrow, either live or on the replay, because we'll be going through another tip that should help you to improve your email marketing skills. And again, if you're new around here, click on the big red subscribe buttons, click on the bell notifications, select all. And so hopefully you get the notifications when I go live. And tomorrow will be day 29 of my 365-day live stream orbit. I will see you guys later. Want to make sure I got everybody. Talk to you later. Bye.